to be a young punk, but it's so hard. My mind is foggy like San Francisco. Dark nights, I try to illuminate what is remembered as a found poem, a deconstructed collage made out of band flyers. Each of them was in the show. Did you know that Greek tables used to be painted in color? No, they're nice white. Time wanted them out. Time wanted them out. Just like they reached out money unventured. Reached out money unventured. Right is so little. There was so much to forget. Thank you, Arlington. High school was a drag. I didn't have school spirit, and neither did my school. I failed the audition for Oklahoma, even though I was a girl who couldn't say no. I never went to the prom. I know this is a big sports town, but I never went to a football game. And I wasn't on the debate team. I was in art class, but sometimes I'd skip school and go drink wine with my friend Steven at the beach and look vacantly into the bay. There were so many shows. The thin white duke took me station to station. Peter Frampton showed me the way. If the Stones couldn't rock me, somebody would. But they rocked me. I lived in San Francisco, so I was used to earthquakes. Still, when I saw Patti Smith perform on Saturday Night Live, my world shook. I sent her a fan letter, and her mom wrote me back. I stained my lips with cherries in the snow lipstick, sprayed a mist of Love's Baby Soft. Do you remember that stuff? Every middle school girl had it. Tied a feather choker around my neck and headed out to the local concert hall called Winterland. First day, my car slips and slides around. The kids have found the snowy hill, and they slide down. Now it sparkles like icing on a gingerbread house. Soon as Chrysler Jedi drives through with my spouse, winter was something that I left behind. tickets, which I didn't win. But already I knew a guy, and we were in. My friend Mary and I stood by the speakers as they blasted songs from the Who by Numbers, Keith's drums, and our hearts pounded. Such a boring and full of town. Underdressed as New Year's counted off. High heels slipping and that's how she slept. I wish I could take these shoes off. I'm heading out, heading out, setting down to Winterland, to Winterland, to Winterland. Nothing like going into a 7-minute song from your second song for a room full of people that don't know you.
American Catholic, starting 3, 2, 1.
Oh, okay, yes, about the Who.
1, 2, 3.
I don't mind my girl. That's fine. Know them all pretty well. But I know sometimes I must get out in the light. Behind the kids alright. It's alright. Sometimes we gotta get away. That's right. No, we gotta get away. I know sometimes I must get out in the light. Behind the kids alright. It's alright. I know if I don't think it'd be much better for her. Have you find other folks that matter? I don't mind all the guys that think my girl. That's fine. Know them all pretty well. But I know sometimes I must get out in the light. Behind the kids alright. The kids alright. The kids alright. I don't mind all the guys that think my girl. That's fine. Know them all pretty well. But I know that I must get out in the light. Behind the kids alright. The kids alright. The kids alright. I got all excited about the windmill, and you know what happened.
Congratulations. Yes, that was way down.
You've gotten to be a Beatle and a Stone and a Who this week. Okay.
Who are the best?
Well, yeah, I went to all those shows, and I was in high school, and I didn't fit in, and I was looking for something. And when I saw this poster stapled to a telephone pole in North Beach on Broadway, where they had all these strip clubs, and, where maybe 20 years earlier Lenny Bruce had done his comedy. I saw this poster, as I referred to, and it advertised two bands, the Nuns in Crime. They were wearing these leather jackets. I was still, wearing, I don't know, in the 70s we wore all kinds of weird shit, like these things we tied our hair in that had sticks. Do you remember those leather things? What were they called? And the before mentioned feather choker, which I can find no evidence of on the internet. It's just like it's gone. The feather choker, like everything we can find on the internet, but the feather choker, no, it never existed. Anyways, I had no idea who these two bands were, the Nuns in Crime, because I was listening to Sammy Hagar and Boston and stuff like that. But I liked the poster. So I walked by the club and I asked them if they let me in because I was 17. And they said yes, and I was getting into all kinds of places. When I was little, we'd drive down that street and I'd see go-go girls dancing in cages and I wanted to jump in and join them. But now, it was 1977. I had no interest in being in a cage. I wanted to get out of a cage. I just had to figure out how to do that on a school night. Saturday night was a mere 17 when she spotted that poster for the Nuns in Crime. Walked up Broadway up to the Mabuhay and asked them if they'd let in a minor. Sadie Saturday night had to think of a plan to get out of the house on a school night. She laced up her boots and made an excuse. She said, "Mom, I'm sleeping at Julie's." Sadie Saturday, Sadie Saturday, Sadie Saturday night. Sadie Saturday, Saturday night. Sadie Saturday night was overexcited. She'd seen a show about punk on TV with Rotten Leiden, hosted by Tom Snyder. The whole thing was anarchy. Sadie Saturday night, eyes dusted with coal, walked the streets of San Francisco. She hopped off the bus. She heard the hush before the crush of the band. Sadie Saturday, Sadie Saturday, Sadie Saturday night. Sadie Saturday, Saturday night. Well, that club was a dive, but Sadie felt alive. The punk, sex, and Y, and transgender. The band took the stage, unleashed their rage. Snarled, they preened, they wore leather. Nothing was the same. Sadie Dan dabbled, dally, dithered. She dropped out of school, played it fast and loose with spiky-haired misfits and users. Sadie As if having one fake name wasn't enough, I decided to have a second one.
There's something psychological going on.
Probably because I was teaching and I didn't want them to know how bad I used to be. But I wanted everyone else to know how bad I used to be, because that's fun. This is an audience participation part. I would love for you to clap, ideally just in the middle, but sometimes people just keep going and it sounds pretty good. Like we're a girl group from the 50s or 60s. Drum lessons in the basement. Drum lessons uptown. Ones and twos and fours and eights. Think I'm getting it down. 2, 3, 4. Hands we sink in Chinese food. Play the sloppy set. You're the worst that we've ever heard. Bill Murray just left. What's the time? What's the time? Summer party, half down, drag out fight. What we're living for, we have a life going to Chapel Hill. Play back, Beverly. Turn on Bill. That's the time, what's the time? When here I cannot keep the time. Oh, there. It's the open for the flash. Healthy had the land too. But the last time we took it the ground, clapped every cheer. What's the pay? I'm a land. What's the mama? What's my name? Oh, good day. Oh, good day. Let's play on the stage, 1 hour at a time. Out of tune, I'll be behind. Dressed up fancy, we had chutzpah. We weren't afraid. All the boys were envious, 'cause we got the gigs, we got the gigs. Yeah, we got the gigs. Mr. Showbiz. That's entertainment. We had gone down to play this place, the Hong Kong Cafe, and with our friends the Zeros. It was a club in Los Angeles. We were supposed to play 2 nights, and after the first night, the owner came up to me and said, "You're the worst band we've ever heard." It was terrible. Bill Murray just walked out, and don't play tomorrow. It was a crushing blow. I'd like to think they just didn't get what we were doing. For one thing, you know, a lot of punk rock bands were pretty fast, and we were really slow. We played a lot of covers, like Supreme songs. They didn't get it. I don't think we sucked, but it's possible. I asked Julie, our guitar player, you know, what she remembered. Very good memory. She said, I don't know. All I know is my hands were greasy from the egg rolls, and I was a little sloppy on the first song. I don't really think it was just the egg rolls. We were always sloppy. There's a charm to that. They just didn't get it at the Hong Kong Cafe. Yeah. My dad, he always told me that I was beautiful. He said I had a face like a silent movie star and that I could be a face model. But I'm still trying to figure out what a face model is. I really did model for a variety of hairdressers before punk. And then during punk, I went to Vidal Sassoon's, where they cut my hair like this British scenester named Sue Catwoman. She had not the most attractive haircut, and as did I, where it was like buzzed down the middle and longer and pink and blue. And I was still living at home. I came home, my dad's like, how the hell are you going to get a job with that hair? But they did dye this beautiful boy's hair blue. And I never seen a blue-haired boy until I was at this party at this punked-out residence hotel called the Oz. And it changed me forever. Get to know each other better, and immediately saw a little empty room. We got in, we got it on, opened the door, fell on the floor, more, with a blue-haired boy, a blue-haired boy. Soon my heart went boom. I never before seen a blue-haired boy, a blue-haired boy. The next day, I decided to move into that room, which didn't have a kitchen. The bathroom was down the hall, but did have the fresh blue glow of love and adventure. Can you fall in love for just one night? I think you can. That's why I did it so many times.
Yeah, a
Okay.
little drum or a little like, or a tipple.
Okay, interesting.
Something cool.
Well, the blue-haired boy went back to Palo Alto. I heard he had a girlfriend there. By night, he was an apparition. After that, he was just a guy in a band. I could see the light so bright, from Diamond Heights. I could see the sky so wide, reflected in your eyes. It was just a night, a night that you held me tight. Watched the fall roll by up high. Diamond Heights, sparkly city, lit up like Christmas. Awfully pretty, chilly. So chilly, I could see the light so bright. Diamond Heights, I can see the sky so wide. Reflected in your eyes, it was just a night, that you held me tight. Watched the fall grow by up high in Diamond Heights. We had a car where he parked wasn't very far. From Glen Park, Bart. I lost in my heart. The romantic styling, Mr. Strumming. Sparkly city, lit up like Christmas. Awfully pretty, chilly, so chilly. I could see the lights so bright. Diamond Heights, I could see the sky so wide. Reflecting in your eyes, it was just a night, that you held me tight. Watched the fog roll by up high. I'm Diamond Heights. I'm Diamond Heights. In Diamond Heights. While we're doing our thank yous, thank you Nelson and Marco for playing that cool countrified set. And thank you to can I really not say the professor fuzz? Do you really have to say the prof fuzz? Is that no? Okay.
We just abbreviate it because it's
Okay, but I heard Nelson say the prof fuzz. Okay.
I'll answer to any
Dinner!
Asshole!
So you know why we're here. It's not Hanukkah. It's not Kwanzaa. It's not Easter. It's the record release for Professor Buzz 63. Woo! So you better buy you an album. And while you're at it, you know, I'm never in Arlington, so you probably want to pick up the Sadie Saturday Night album. Woo! Featuring John Kovac. Woo! Not featuring Angela Tran, but she would be so good on album. She rocks. Or Sinue Gonzalez. You can see them play next week, right, in Frisco, at the Half Price Books in the daytime. We got a couple more, and then we'll turn it over. So winter. I've already used up my storytelling time. Thank you, people. Have to have me back. No, we're not playing a Sex Pistols song. Sorry. It was a winter day down the summer road. And the sex is so broke up. Yeah, I feel like you've been shaded. The answer was always having yes. As a winner of hate, like the summer of love. Was a winner of hate, like the summer of love. We were thinking Johnny said out loud. He's dead, what are we doing now? All the lost boys and girls, all the lost girls and boys, all the lost girls and boys, all the lost boys and girls. Was a winner of hate, like the summer of love. Was a winner of hate, like the summer of love. We're going to close out this portion of the programming with a song.
Girlfriend?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's skip Girlfriend. You a fan for Girlfriend? It's a four-band group. Yeah. Stare at me and you make me tense. You talk a lot, but you make no sense. You come over, try to hang around. You come over, you bring me down. 'Cause you're a winner, Yeah, I want to go. Those boys are dense, but me, I know. You're just a wimp. You're just a wimp. You're a wimp. You're just a wimp. Thank you, Arlington. Good night. I'm Chief Caffeine. Next up is Professor. War Party is up next. Okay, War Party. That was like seeing a Rolling Stone. Got the video up while you played? I thought it was a show.
Yeah, I record all the bands that come through here. Put it up on Facebook, and then it makes its way into YouTube later on.
But never simultaneously?
Well, no, it's just live on my camera. It's got screen. It's just screen sharing. So
Just kidding, like lunch.
what? I mean, this is screen. You guys know what screen sharing is. Well, if you don't, you do now. It's all through the internet. Whoop, whoop.